A single mother, Emma, visits a local supermarket after a long day at work. Her focus is on getting through her grocery list quickly so she can rush home to her kids. As she's checking out, the cashier hands her the receipt and she tucks it away, not thinking much of it. But when she checks it later, something eerie catches her eye. A strange message printed on the receipt. The receipt shows her total the items she purchased and a strange series of letters and numbers at the bottom. They are watching. Confused, she brushes it off as some error. But when she returns to the store a few days later, she receives the same cryptic message on her new receipt. The words are different this time. Check the cameras. Emma starts feeling uneasy. She visits the manager, but he dismisses her concerns as a glitch in the system. Not one to let it go, Emma asks for access to the security footage. She's shocked when she sees that during her last 2 visits, a hooded figure appears to follow her around the aisles, always staying just out of her view. Determined to get to the bottom of it, she combs through old receipts from previous visits. Each one contains a new message. You're not alone. He's close. Beware. Panic sets in as Emma realizes that she's being watched and followed. But who's behind it? Emma discovers that the messages are being sent by a former employee, someone who became obsessed with her. But it's not a stalker in the traditional sense. Instead, it's revealed that the man died years ago in a tragic accident at the store. The messages? They're from his ghost, desperately trying to warn her about something far darker. Another man, a living one, who has been stalking her in the real world. The ghost had been trying to protect her all along. The living stalker is someone from her past, and he's much closer than she ever imagined. A supermarket runs a limited-time promotion. One lucky customer each day gets their groceries for free. The winner is chosen at random, and customers are excited at the chance of scoring a free cart full of goods. A man named Tom, down on his luck, barely scraping by, becomes obsessed with the idea of winning this free haul. Tom visits the store every single day, waiting for his turn to win. He starts noticing a pattern. The same faces are there day after day, just like him, hoping for the free groceries. Over time, he befriends some of them, all equally desperate for that big break. But the promotion starts to feel strange. One of the winners Tom spoke to a week earlier suddenly vanishes from the store. He doesn't show up again, and when Tom inquires about him, the staff claims they've never heard of him. One by one, the winners disappear without a trace. Tom grows more paranoid as the days pass. Then, the unthinkable happens. He's chosen as the winner. The announcement over the loudspeakers is followed by applause from staff and customers alike. But the celebration feels off, too forced. When Tom gets to the checkout counter, he's escorted into the back office to finalize the details of his win. He's thrilled at first, but quickly realizes the store's back room is more like a bunker, with security doors and no windows. Tom is confronted by the manager, who reveals the sinister truth behind the promotion. The store isn't simply giving away free groceries. The winners are being taken away for an experiment, a government project to create perfect consumers by manipulating their desires and basic needs. The vanished customers have been whisked away to hidden facilities, never to be seen again. Tom's victory turns to horror as he's forced to either join the experiment or disappear like the others. His only chance for escape is to use the knowledge he's pieced together from past winners. But time is running out as he realizes that everything, including the promotion, has been an elaborate trap all along. A woman named Lisa goes on a routine grocery trip, armed with a shopping list her husband Mark left for her. The items are oddly specific, things she normally wouldn't buy. 3 cans of sardines, a box of salt, a jar of maraschino cherries. She shrugs it off and follows the list. But when she gets to the last item, meet me by the frozen aisle, her stomach tightens with unease. Confused, Lisa thinks it must be some inside joke between her and Mark. Maybe he's playing a prank. But when she gets to the frozen aisle, there's no sign of him. Instead, she finds a man staring blankly at the freezers, his cart empty. He looks familiar, but she can't place him. When she approaches, he doesn't respond to her questions. Spooked, she heads to the checkout only to find the man again, this time standing at the end of her aisle, watching her. She confronts him, but he doesn't say a word, simply hands her another list. The items on it make no sense, just a series of random numbers and letters. Lisa rushes home to confront Mark, but when she arrives, she finds their house in disarray. Mark is missing, his phone left behind, and there's a strange voice message on the landline. "You missed the meeting." Terrified, Lisa starts investigating, finding clues that suggest her husband was involved in something far darker than she realized. The shopping lists weren't random, they were coded messages. Mark was part of a secret underground group and the man in the store was his handler. Lisa decodes the message on the second list and realizes it's a warning. Mark didn't go missing. He was taken by the group because he was planning to leave them and escape with Lisa. The group had been watching her all along, using the shopping trips as a way to communicate. Now they're coming for her next. In a final moment of panic, Lisa races against time, trying to use the coded lists to find a way to outsmart the group and rescue her husband before it's too late. But the last twist? The group knew she would decode the messages all along, and her every move has been orchestrated from the start. An elderly man, Mr. Grayson, frequents a small local supermarket every morning to return a single item. It's always something different, sometimes a loaf of bread, other times a carton of milk. He never explains why he returns them, but he always insists on speaking to the same cashier, Sarah, and always leaves a small cryptic note along with the returned item. Sarah, a kind-hearted young woman working the cash register, initially dismisses Mr. Grayson's behavior as the eccentricity of an old man. But when she starts reading the notes he leaves, she realizes there's something more going on. The notes contain strange but detailed instructions. Check aisle 5 for something missing, or the lights will flicker at 3:15. Intrigued, Sarah starts following the instructions, and each time, something odd happens. She finds items in the store that shouldn't be there, outdated products, misplaced objects, or even things from her own childhood. It's almost as if Mr. Grayson knows things about her life that he shouldn't. On the surface, everything seems like a harmless mystery, but it begins to weigh on her mind. One day, after receiving a particularly strange note, tomorrow is the day everything changes. Sarah decides to confront Mr. Grayson. She follows him out of the store and strikes up a conversation. The old man is polite but evasive, and before she can ask more, he disappears into a crowd, leaving her with more questions than answers. The next day she arrives at work, only to find Mr. Grayson's usual spot at the counter empty. He doesn't show up for his morning return. Worried, she visits the store manager, only to be told that there's no record of any Mr. Grayson shopping there. And more strangely, the security footage from the past few days shows no sign of him ever being in the store. In a frantic search for answers, Sarah digs deeper, eventually finding a box of old store records. Inside, she discovers that Mr. Grayson wasn't just a customer. He was once the owner of the store, but he died in a fire 20 years ago. The items Mr. Grayson was returning were linked to the tragic accident. Each item had been recalled after the fire, either damaged or lost in the rubble. The notes were warnings, and the cryptic clues were meant to prevent a disaster from happening again. The final note she received, "Tomorrow is the day everything changes," wasn't a message about her life. It was a warning about the store. That very day, a faulty wire in the back room starts sparking, threatening to ignite the store. Thanks to the clues Mr. Grayson left behind, Sarah manages to alert the fire department just in time, saving the store and possibly her life. As the fire is put out, she finds one final note, seemingly from beyond the grave. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed the journey. If you loved the twists and turns, don't forget to hit the like button and share the stories with your friends. Make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our next thrilling tale, because there's always a new mystery or adventure just around the corner. Until next time, keep imagining, keep exploring, and remember, nothing is ever quite what it seems.